In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a rear brake caliper on your G35 INFINITI. Using a 21mm socket, remove the lug nuts. Remove the rear wheel. Using a 19mm, loosen the caliper bracket bolts. Get them to right before they're about to come out. Before undoing the brake hose from the caliper, make sure you have a bucket under it. It will leak some fluid. Using a 12mm socket, undo the bolt for the brake line to the caliper. Remove the caliper bolts. And remove the caliper. Install the new caliper. Get the bracket bolts started. Snug down the bracket bolts. Remove the new union bolt from the caliper. Make sure there's one copper washer on top. Install the union bolt into the brake line and then put one more washer on bottom. And then install it into the caliper. Torque the union bolt to 13 foot-pounds. Using a 14mm, remove the caliper bolts. Remove the bottom bracket bolt. Twist the caliper up, and then you can remove the slide pins. Pull the caliper up and out of the way. Be sure to have no pressure hanging on the hose. Move the old brake pads over to the new bracket. You can take off the two caliper bolts, pull the caliper off of the bracket, and then take them out that way. I'm unable to remove one of these bolts, so we're going to be using new pads. A new set of shims does come in the package. Before installing the shims, put a tiny amount of brake lube inside of these channels. Do this on both sides. If you get any on the rotor, you can just wipe it off. Use a clean rag and some brake parts cleaner and just give it a wipe. Install the shims into the bracket. Install the pads into the bracket. Install the caliper to the bracket. Make sure the slide pins have lube on them before you install them. Install the slide pins. Rotate the caliper up and install this pin. Install the bottom bracket bolt. And snug it down. Make sure the top one's snug. Torque the bracket bolts to 60 foot-pounds. If you can't get a torque wrench in there, do the best you can. Torque the caliper bolts to 36 foot-pounds. Remove the bleeder cap using an 8mm wrench. Open up the bleeder screw. We're going to wait for a steady stream of brake fluid to come out with no bubbles in it, and then we'll go ahead and close it. We'll let this gravity bleed for a little bit. Be sure to check your reservoir. Do not let it run dry. If you need to, add some fluid. Once we have a nice steady drip with no bubbles coming out, go ahead and close the bleeder screw. Wipe the area and reinstall the bleeder cap. Install the wheel. Start the lug nuts. Snug down the lug nuts. Torque the 5 lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds in a star pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.